Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the new series Java for Beginners tutorial. So in this tutorial, let me start with introduction to programming. It includes what is program, what is programming, and what is programming language does. And the next one what we are going to see is what is Java. After that we will see the history of Java. When Java has been introduced and currently who is owning the Java. After that we'll see all the Java basic syntax and semantics. So let's get started. So introduction to programming. What is program? Program is a collection of instructions that performs a specific task or a set of tasks when the program has been executed. And what is programming? Programming is a way how do you specify those instructions. So what is programming languages and how programming languages differs from one another? So the first one is syntax. So every programming language has its own syntax. Has its own syntax means structure and grammar of the language will differ. And the second one is semantics. Means how the programming language runs the code. So what will happen when I run the code and how the programming language achieves my business logic, that is semantics. And the third one is speed. How fast or slow my code runs. And the fourth one is performance or memory management. How efficient is my code? How much load it takes my CPU or GPU. And the third one is one more advantage of Java is Java has its garbage collection which reduces the memory. And the final one is what is the type of the programming language, whether it's object oriented or procedure oriented programming language. So as we discussed already, what is Java? Java is a high-level, robust programming language, object-oriented and secure programming language. And also, Java has its inbuilt runtime environment JRE and API. That's why Java is also called as a software platform where a program can run or the user can deploy and create a code. So Java is both a programming language and also Java is a software platform. Let's see deep about Java in the upcoming chapters. Now before we go into Java, let's understand the history of Java. Java has been first found by James Gosling with his friends Mike Sheridan and Patrick Norton. Started this language in 1991. So that time that was a very small team called Green Team. So initially the Java has been named as Green Top. After some time it has been changed to Oak. Oak means strength. And finally now we have a name called as Java. The craziest fact is Java is an Indonesian island where a specific coffee beans, that is Java coffee, is famous. So Java name was chosen by James Gosling. Now Java is owned by Oracle Corporation. So before we go into Java, let's understand what are the main features of Java. So the first one is Java is simple programming language. How it's simple? The code is there is no complexity in the code written, and it follows the syntax of the older languages like C++. So if someone switches to Java, it will be easy for them to cope up. And Java can be easily understood. That's why it's called as simple. It's very simple. Second is Java is object-oriented language. Means everything Java will be defined in terms of classes and objects, and everything will be called using an object. Means it's not action oriented, it is object oriented language. We'll see about class and objects in the upcoming chapter. And Java is platform independent. How it's platform independent? Let's discuss. When you compile a code, Java creates a bytecode. Then that bytecode is interpreted using Java virtual machine. Means you can compile in one place and you can interpret the particular bytecode in any of the application or machines or operating system where Java virtual machine is installed. So that is why Java is platform independent. Java is portable. As we discussed earlier, you write once and run anywhere. Means you write your source code, compile it, and run anywhere wherever the proper JVM is installed. And Java program is robust. Why? Because it has a best exception handling method which will capture most of the issues. In low-level language, in case of any exception, the machine will crash. But in Java, it has a perfect exception handling, and also, as we already discussed, it's good in memory management because JVM has a garbage collector. And Java is a very secure language. One of the main features of using Java is very secure because Java has its own encryption and decryption feature. And as we already seen, Java is not only compiled program, it's an interpreted program. How? Java has its own compiler and JVM has used to interpreter. Okay. In other languages, as C++ is a compiler language, but Java has both compiler and interpreter. It makes Java faster than other languages. And one more important feature we are going to see is multi-threading. What is multi-threading? Thread means a lightweight independent subprocess of a running program. That is a process. Okay. Now multi-threading means what? You are doing multiple tasks at one moment. It's kind of parallel task assigned. When multiple threads run simultaneously, then it's called as multi-threading. Okay, so Java assigns every process an individual thread. So whenever the queue is free, the thread will run. So for example, 5 threads are there, means 5 threads will be parallelly running. Once some thread is finished, immediately other thread will occupy its space. That's why Java is very good in multi-threading. So these are the features of Java. Okay, let's jump into the download and installation process. So I have provided the link. There you can download Java, which is free for personal use. And also I have given a link of a IDE which we are going to use write our Java program. We can write a Java in normal notepad, but it will be convenient if you are using a proper IDE to start with your Java program. Okay, hope you can launch this website and download Java and Eclipse. So once the Java is installed, how do you find whether it's installed properly? So type cmd in your run command, the command prompt will open. Now type a command java hyphen version. So once you write this command, if Java is properly installed, the command prompt will show you the version of Java. If you get this prompt, then Java is installed perfectly in your machine. Now let's start with how to write a simple program in a normal notepad. Open any text editor, notepad, notepad plus, wordpad, anything. Just start writing. It's just an introduction, so don't confuse with the coding. It's a simple Java program. Okay. So first thing is public class, mention the class name. So every Java program starts with the class name, and that particular syntax can be called only by objects. Whatever inside the class will be called using a object. Okay. So next syntax is public static void main string args. We'll see about the syntax later. On high level, public is access modifier, static is something which will be called first, void means it return nothing. Just write sys out println. What it does? It prints the value in the console. System.out.println comes from the Java utility. Okay. So just type whatever you want to print in the console. So every statement should be finished with a semicolon. That's very important. And Java is case sensitive. Now save this file. You have to keep in mind the file name should be same as your class name. So the class name is Hello Java. We should follow the same name, and it's case sensitive. So make sure you have an exact name as class name. So source code is done. So this is the first step. So once the source code is done, what we are going to see now, compile it. So what Java does? Source code, compile, then we will interpret. So go to the path where your Java file is available in command prompt, JAVAC, and give the file name. In our case, it is hello java.java. So once you run, now in the console, in the command prompt, you are not able to see anything. I will show you what exactly happened. So if you see, Java has the compile command has converted and created a bytecode. So now we'll ask the JVM to interpret the compile one. So Java space give the file name .java. So that's it. You got the output in your console. This is how Java works. The ID, how do you achieve the same? So once you downloaded the Eclipse, click on the exe file. So it will load the exe file. Then it will ask for a default workspace. You can give any of your convenient drive which you are going to use. So let's start with the new Java project. So for that I created a Java project. Click on new, select a Java project. Give a proper project name. So naming convention is always good. Give a proper naming convention. So that's it. A project has been created. So step 2, we will create a package. So package is the best way to organize the Java files. I created a package. Click on package. Package should always starts with smaller keys, lower keys. So if you see, the ID itself is telling you please use a lower keys. Start with the lower keys. So package has been created. Now let's create a simple Java class. So the name of the class, whatever you're giving, should start with a capital letter. And if you see how convenient we are writing in an ID. So once you give the name, select public static one so that it creates a main method for us. Let's print in console. So this is the Java class inside the package on which we have already seen this program. Same we are going to do it in the eclipse. System.out.println means the output will print in a new line. It creates a new line. System.out.print will print all the outputs in the same line. Let's print the output. Run this, right click, run as Java. Comments. Comments is used to explain the Java code. Comments make the code more readable and make others understand the objective of each line. So in Java, we have two types of comments. One is how to comment a single line, and the second one is how to comment a multi lines. So to comment a single line means one line of instruction you want to give. So you should use two forward slashes. Anything in between these two forward slashes will be ignored by Java executor and compiler. And the second one is multi-line comments. So it starts with the forward slash with asterisk and ends with the asterisk and forward slash. So let's open our program and see how it's used. So I am going to type two forward slashes with single line comment. So I am going to tell the user my program will print hello Java. This is all. And control space will give you the system.out.println. Hello Java. So this is how you give a single line command. So if you run the program, so the command won't be a part of our execution. Okay. So let's see multi-line command. New to comments. So this is used to demonstrate multi-line comments. So you see, you can write how many lines of code, but it should be inside the syntax. If you run it, these comments also won't be part of your Java execution. So this is how we use the comments. Let's move on to Java variables. So in this topic, we will be seeing Java variable and their data types and identifiers. Okay. So what is variables? Variables are containers for storing data values. For example, our age is 45 or 32 or 23. So how do you store it? Integer age equal to 35. So here age is the variable and 35 is the data value. And int is the data type. So in Java, you need to specify the value what you are inputting is belongs to which statement. Okay. And we have multiple data types in Java, and in that there are two categories. One is primitive data type and the other one is non-primitive data type. So let's see one by one. So the first one is byte, the second short, and the third one int. So these three belongs to integer category. These three can hold integer value. Only thing is a byte can hold 4 byte and then short little more and int little more. And the decimal characters is handled by float and double in Java. So again here float holds less decimal values and double holds more decimal values because Java allocates more space for double than float. And the last one is for character, that is CHER, char, which can hold single character. And the other one is Boolean. Boolean can store only true or false. Hope you understood all these things. These all belongs to primitive data types. Now let's come to non-primitive data types. So the first one is string, which we are going to see. String is the only non-primitive data type which is available inside the Java library. So other non-primitive data types the user will define it. Okay. We'll see more about this in the upcoming chapter. So the basic syntax is first you define the data type, the variable name equal to variable value. Okay. So let's come to our console. So what we have defined, first is data type, second one is variable name, and variable name should give some sense, and semicolon. So what exactly the semicolon does? It says the statement is ended. Okay. Let's print this. Before this, I can show you if I give 129, you can see what happened. It's not allowing you to enter because the maximum size of byte is 127. Next is short. It's always advised to start with the lowercase. So now in short you can see can hold, it's throwing in error. That means it can't hold that value up to that value. That's a limit. Okay. So the third one is int. can have more than the short value. And the fourth one is for decimal. What is that? Float. Float value 32.23 F. So F means you are telling it's a float value. Let's come to double. Okay. One more thing I forgot to inform. In int we have a long. It can hold more value than integer. So if you see here, it can hold more value than a integer. It's good to mention L. This is L, it's not number. Okay. So we have seen byte value, short value, integer value, long value, float, double. Then we'll see boolean. Sorry, switch it. Always the primitive data type short with the lowercase letter. So Java is case sensitive. If you try something like this, it's not going to work. See, it throws an error. So it should follow the syntax. Okay. The final one is can. It can hold only one character. Okay. Now let's see string. It's the mostly used in when you deal with the character words. So it can hold more than one value. If you see here, all the primitive data types started with a lowercase. String is coming from Java utility and it's a non-primitive, that's why it started with uppercase. Okay. Let's print these values. Just copy paste. And just print all these values. This is it. Let's copy this values. So just show how the console reacts. Prints the values. Let's run the program. So here you go. This is how we define a data type, define a variable and assign a value to it. So here you should keep one thing in mind. Means I can't create another variable with the same name even with different data type. See here, not going to allow. Java was not going to allow the same name for the other variable. So this particular thing is called as identifier. whatever the byte value, short value, string value, whatever mentioned, right? This is called as Java identifiers. It uniquely identifies that variable, so you can't create a duplicate variable even with a different data type with the same name. Second thing is, whenever you create a variable name, it should always start with lowercase. And second thing is, should start with a letter, not with numbers. So you should always follow this naming convention when you create a variable. Okay, let's see about Java output. Means like how this is out println will work with the different variables. Okay, so let's try to print. So let's join these two base. Okay, let's run the program. Let's comment all this so that it will be easy for us to read the output. Run it. Hello, it concatenated, right? Let's open some other piece. So now let's add two integers. Let's add these two. Let's see what's going on. So what happened? It has done an arithmetic operation. But in case if you give this inside a string, it will consider as a concatenation operator. Plus will be considered as concatenation operator. Let's see. Check some conditions. Whether greater than byte. True, because the short value is actually greater than byte value. So we can even do a comparison operator and sysout. So let's do a casting. How casting works. For example, this is our byte value 127. So if I create a new integer casting equal to, let me put my short value of byte. So now it's totally looking fine. Now let's try reverse. Short equal to, let's put this into here. So what happened? Not allowing me to convert. Since we are in ID, it's showing the error message cannot convert int to short. So we'll do one thing. We'll cast it. So we need to convert this integer to short. So this is how typecasting works. So you can see we have converted this integer value to 8596. Okay, let's put integer. So if you see, it captured the integer value and stored it in the short. but you should make sure the value can short can hold. It's very important to wait